So, first of all, I think there was some misunderstanding last week. I'm not leaving Project Life Size. I'm just leaving the country. Thank you, Tiffany Washboodle, for suggesting the topic for this week. I'm going to take this opportunity to geek out to you about my favorite musician ever, KT Tunstall. I think her music is really creative and really innovative. She will do an entire song with looping and her guitar. She's just got such a sense of beat and depth, and it's very raw. When she went to the Britpop Awards in 2006, she won Best British Female Solo Artist, and she went up there for 3 seconds and said, "Ladies, disregard your limits." I really love that. She's super into environmentalism. I got to see her front row this summer. It was so incredible. Oh my god, she can put on a show. Today I really want to introduce you to Frances Moore Lappe, who is the activist writer who I've been working for since February. I asked her how she feels about the idea behind this project. Here's that interview. I told you sort of about the concept of the channel. Do you think that something like this has the ability to change things?
One of my one-liners is, the only choice we don't have is whether to change the world, right? Because everything that we're doing moment to moment is affecting someone. The scientists are now discovering that when we're watching other people, are their brain cells that are firing as if we were actually doing what we're watching. So, everything people are watching you do on this channel, they are actually experiencing it as if they were doing it. You are an example of what I call living democracy. Oh. You're doing it.
Okay. Can you explain living democracy?
Well, living democracy, for me, is the difference between thinking of democracy as something done to us or for us, something done, by some distant official somewhere in Washington, to democracy showing up in, everything that we're doing in our workplaces, how we treat one another, how we raise our kids, how we organize our schools. Do workers have a voice? My life's work is really trying to find the words and the images and the stories to show people this richer practice of democracy.
In your lifetime, how have you seen beauty standards themselves change, but also the emphasis on them change for women?
The way I think about it is that, on the one hand, women certainly have more power than we did when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s. And at the same time, we've gone really far backward. I feel there's been an enormous increase in the pressure on women to look a certain way, and God forbid, age, So one of the things I do in my speeches to try to fight it, I say, one of the greatest things about getting old, and instead of saying older, I said getting old, because everybody's getting older. I mean, you're getting older day by day, right? Yeah. Everybody. So one of the great things about getting old is that, I have perspective, and I can look back, and I can see the changes. I try, to really stress how great it is to be an elder, and to try to fight that part of the, the sort of beauty mold for women.
How do you do that? Just by taking pride
and always mentioning my age and
How old are you?
I'm 64.
If you could say anything to the people who are watching, the women who are watching, about this message that we're trying to convey.
What we're really talking about is, how do we change the norm that women have to be a certain way? The only way to change the norm is by walking with our fear and being different. The most important decision we make in our lifetime is how we relate to fear. It's a lesson I have to keep learning all the time, that sometimes the things I most fear are the things exactly that I should be doing. I discovered that my biggest fear symptom is the pounding heart. And so I started renaming it. Instead of thinking you wimp, I think inner applause. Inner applause.
Well, thank you, Frankie.
You're welcome, Katie. I'm so glad that you're doing this.
So, it's Thursday. But usually you're used to seeing me on Fridays. From now on, you'll be seeing me on Thursday because Nikki and I switch days.